No, you haven't gone back in time. I'm just not doing my green screen today. Cue bird screeching. Story of my life. Hi guys, it's Ouchman. How's everyone doing? Good. I hope. I've just decided to do a review and then there's people now drilling outside. Why does this happen? So I took a little bit of a break in October. I just wanted to take a step back, only a couple of weeks, just to not have to always think about what I want to review next and just take a mini break. Then I went away and then now I've been ill for the last 4 days, so I'm finally feeling that bit better in order to do this review for you. I wanted to do it a long time ago, but since this came out in 2012, there's been 25 other versions, flankers, different bottle designs, limited editions, blah blah blah, and I just got lost in a sea of black dresses, so it kind of put me off. However, I've had my sample for a while and I've finally gotten to wear it and I can finally smell again now in order to do the review. So here is Guerlain's La Petite Robe Noire. Cue bird screeching. Story of my life. So 2012 this fragrance came out. La Petite Robe Noire, little black dress. I think what Guerlain were going for here is, you know, if all else fails, women have this thing, you can wear a little black dress and you'll be okay. You'll look the part if you're going somewhere. And I think they wanted to create a fragrance that you can just easily reach for, grab it. It suits many different occasions and I kind of like it. So let me tell you the notes. So the top notes are black cherry, almond, red berries and bergamot. I always say that in fragrances almond and cherry are interchangeable. Your nose can be tricked when you're smelling. This is going to be a fun review, I can tell. It's going to be a really good one, guys, really good. You can be tricked between almond, cherry, almond. I will say that the cherries in this really do smell like cherries. It's not that trickery thing. But anyway, let me tell you the heart notes first and the base. So the heart has two types of rose, Bulgarian and is Taif rose, I think. Am I pronouncing that right? You can tell I'm rusty. I haven't done this for a while. As well as smoked black tea and licorice. And then the base notes are, according to this, aniseed, tonka, vanilla, iris and patchouli. So, what does it smell like? So, the way this opens up to me is definitely one of a cherry/berry nature. The whole tone of the opening is something a bit syrupy to me, and there's the lightest touch of spice. I don't know where that comes from. There's no pepper or anything listed, but there's just a touch of spice added to this, and it's like black cherries have been dipped in syrup, or it's like those cherries you get on a cherry Bakewell tart, if anyone knows what that is, or maraschino cherries, or morello, or just something of that nature. It doesn't feel like an almondy fake cherry. It feels kind of nice, and there's definitely some kind of other berries going on, like blackberry or something like that. I don't really smell bergamot too much in the opening. It's more about whack, this is a fruity fragrance at first. It did worry me actually, and this is just personal preference. It doesn't stay like this, which I'm grateful for, because if it did, I probably would never have reviewed it, because I would have thought there's not much more I can say. Luckily it transitions, but the opening, not to sound negative, but it smells a little bit like body spray to me. It feels like a flirty, youthful, fruity cherry body spray that is really pleasant, really casual, and kind of youthful and fun. So, like I said, I'm glad it changes, but that's only the opening. So don't dismay if you smell it and you think, oh gosh, this is way too, I don't know, juvenile for me or anything like that, because once the other notes get revealed, it does go to a much better place, which I'll tell you about now. Once the sweeter things start to come about a little bit more, it changes, and this fragrance is never overly sweet to my nose. It's definitely a sweet fragrance, but considering there's vanilla and tonka in it, it never goes cloying. There's enough bite and there's a tiny bit of sourness all the way into the dry down, which is quite cool. It stops it from being toothache and just ow and overbearing. However, once the patchouli starts to come into play, once the iris starts to come into play when it's dry, this is probably about 40 minutes into wearing, it becomes so much more elegant. This is where I feel the true character and the true heart and the true elegance of what this fragrance is about becomes apparent. Did that make any sense? I just rambled a bit there and I still have a fuzzy head from my illnesses. I feel like it goes... This is where I feel, okay, this is a Guerlain fragrance now. Where at the beginning I thought, oh gosh, it could be juvenile, and what are they thinking? It's a mass appealing fragrance. That's the whole idea behind it. It does reveal a much more interesting character. The patchouli brings out a bit of an edge. The iris brings out a bit of elegance and soft powderiness. And I almost want to say, it feels like it could be stepping into something like a Chanel sort of territory. I don't know. I think it's that patchouli thing, that fruity patchouli. It's making me feel like Mademoiselle. Not me feel like Mademoiselle, but it's making me think of Coco Mademoiselle a little bit. I'm not saying they smell the same, but that type of fruity patchouli thing starts happening, and this is where I'm all about it. It feels a lot more sophisticated in the dry down stage, and the tonality and the character of the fragrance completely changes. So I personally am thankful for that. That's just a personal thing because I moved away from fruity, sweet, syrupy things a long time ago. So it's almost like it grows up through the wearing. Does that make sense? You start out this bouncy, flirty, girly thing, and then it's like, I'm more of a woman now. Woman. Dry down stage is really good. So you do get more tones, patchouli, iris, mixed in with this nice, elegant, fruity feeling. And it feels kind of pinky purple the whole time. That's what I'm going to say about that. Longevity and sillage, I think it's really, really good. This is a Guerlain. You do have that quality there. Guerlain make quality fragrances for the most part. And it's nice to see them do something like this because they've pretty much got every single style of fragrance you can ever think of in their repertoire. They have every kind. They have, if there was a wheel with all of these points, like a fragrance wheel, they've touched on every single crevice of that wheel. So it's nice to see them do a nice variation of a fruity floral that does end up being quite classy and elegant. Anyway, yeah, longevity, sillage are great, medium to amazing, I would say, 10 hours probably up. From a few sprays, I have sprayed this, I have worn it from wands, I have done different tests. So anyway, that's the end of this review. I'm glad to be back. I have more reviews coming. Almost coughed. If you want to get this fragrance, head on over to natino.co.uk. I'll post a direct link in the description box. I'm Ouch from Mono. Click my logo down there to subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon for another video. Let me just go and get some cough medicine. Goodbye.